Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long was 1975. A YouTuber on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long was 1975.
Welcome to another ZX Spectrum versus Commodore 64 comparison video, as I like to call it, Playground Wars. This is a video I've been wanting to do for absolutely ages, literally years, because I have compared Saboteur on the Spectrum to the Commodore, which was also made by this company. Durell software were a big deal back in the day. They were well known for just putting out some absolutely stonkingly good titles such as Saboteur, Saboteur 2, this, which we'll get to in a moment, Critical Mass, Deep Strike, Fat Worm Blows a Sparky, and also they made the local news because they were just down the road from my house as a kid in Taunton. And basically this game, my brother Ian had it back in the day and I played it and absolutely loved it. I've never been able to get the Commodore 64 version to work, and that's until I tried my C64 Mini when I thought, let's just try the tape version. Actually, there is only a tape version, there was no disc version, and I get bored loading in games off the tape on that thing because it loads in real time. So anyway, it popped up and I had a very quick go at it, and well, to not meet your heroes does spring to mind. But I pulled out immediately and thought of baseball, see what I did there, so I could do a comparison video because yeah, this game was a massive deal back in the day. It's basically, I believe, the first free roaming driving game with a bunch of separate cities, and you can wander around the city at will, where you want to go. You have to track down a drug dealer's car and apprehend them or blow them up. I only ever found one once, blew one up once as a kid, found it quite difficult. Well, avoiding pedestrians, because there are pedestrians and you can run over them, I think, and not shooting, innocent traffic. In fact, according to Wikipedia, this is apparently a massive influence on Grand Theft Auto. Now, the Spectrum version got absolutely phenomenal reviews back in the day. I don't know what the Amstrad got, but since it shares such similar architecture to the Spectrum, I imagine it's just as good, as if not better, because of colour. I should say I should probably have just looked up a video, which I did not, but I never saw the Commodore 64 version until, I just managed to load it on the C64 Mini. So let's just jump straight into the comparison. I apologise for the background noise, but this is a 48K game only. In fact, I don't think Durell released any 1 to 8K games. Anyway, quick history. You know what the Turbo Esprit is? The Lotus Esprit, released in what, the late 70s, made famous because of The Spy Who Loved Me, but a fantastic looking little coupe, quite, extremely well handling, stuff like that, quite spry, but underpowered, and over the years they just beefed it up and beefed it up and beefed it up. Fiberglass, obviously. I think it still looks like a fucking supercar killer, really do. And then in 1996, this game was released in 1986, there was the V8 twin turbo, which is basically just, it's car porn is what it is. So let's press any key. Durell software, 1986. This computer cassette is sold subject to the condition that it is for home use only. All other rights are reserved. Any authorized copying, I'm reading this for a reason, editing, exhibition, renting, exchanging, hiring, lending, public performance, diffusion and or broadcast of this cassette or any part thereof is strictly prohibited. How are you gonna know? How are you going to know? I think, there you go, because look, that was a big deal in 1986. It said, if your copy of this game does not have a blue plastic cassette, because all the cassettes were blue plastic, with the word Durell embossed on it in small depression at the base of it, then it's, send it back. So, well, be your name and your address, and the name and address of the person who supplied you with the forgery, and you will be sent a genuine replacement copy and a reward of £100 if your information led to successful prosecution. As an adult, I just fucking lie and just make up some bloody address, or use the address of someone I couldn't stand, make my own copy and send it to them. Worth a pop for £100. But look, there you go, Taunton, Somerset, right. So select a city: Wellington, Gainsborough. I see what you did there. Romford, Minster. You wouldn't get away with that these days. Enter 1, 2, 4. Right. Enter 1. 48k music. The music's actually alright. Right, order skill level. We are on skill level 1. Alter playing keys, view score table, view penalty table. That's for like killing people and shit like that. As I said, this was really advanced at the time. 7 practice, 8 play. Right, alter keys. Actually, the music's alright. To be fair. By the way, I absolutely adore Lotus Esprits. Just saying. Left, right, 5. Oh no, bollocks. Let's try that again. Right, so left, right, 5, because you got machine guns. Slow, accelerate, map. Unfortunately on the Commodore 64, quit. We won't be able to use the map. But to be fair, I've never actually managed to catch up with someone on the map. I've just kind of run into the drug dealers by sheer fluke. Fire. Right, where's my 7 practice? We may as well practice. Right, oh yeah, you're in the cockpit, yeah, I guess that's it. In car view, penalty score, north view. Here's your map. There you go, that's us. We can't see him, he will show up. Oh, hang on, I'm moving. There we go, but I always do that and I just lose where I am. But you got to find the bag. See what I mean? That's impressive, because that's actually the city that you can drive in. Or one of 4 of the cities. But yeah, look at your cockpit. It looks absolutely fantastic. And this, because it's a British company, the steering wheel is on the correct side of the car. Right, so Z back out. There you go. Look, cars coming towards me, slowly getting bigger. This is 1986 and this is 48k of memory. Fire. You can see my bullets. Apparently they're infinite, which is good, and you get that little effect. Excuse me. The air was filthy in the 80s. Around the outside of the screen, you press forward. Look, you got working dials, left, right. The steering wheel moves. I can blow these people up, and you want to look for a junction. You can go faster than that. When you get to the junction, press right, up, and fire, and you turn around the corner. Oh look, person to the right. Press backwards because I just hit a lamppost. You've got to be accelerated to turn, so you know it's physics accurate to a car. But look at this. That's impressive. Okay, is shit that true 3D? I'm assuming so. Oh wow, wireframe, polygon? Not polygon, but you know what? Spectrum could do polygon. I'm wireframing, I'm guessing. Was it some trick? Someone knows some trick to replicate actual 3D. 8 play. So we're going to say scale 1, lives 4. But yeah, the detail on your car is awesome. Right, hang on. We should stop because I think you keep moving. So you got junctions and stuff. I'm moving down because I can't move up. You will get bulletins at the bottom of the screen, which, come on, look at that. It's 48k, it's 1986. You will get bulletins at the bottom of the screen that tell you where he is. I'm going to go up. Yeah, penalty. There you go. Car scene on E14. E5. I'm not gonna lie, I may not actually, there we go, know how to read the map. I'm a child, you know, this was in the 80s, and nowadays I'm spoiled by SatNav. We can't read these things anymore. But I just want to show you the game engine. Right, so obviously, as a kid, the magazines in the back of the box, we looked at that. Oh, hang on, turn around. That's brilliant. And we thought, wow, look at that, look at that. It wasn't until I played it the first time that I realised you're actually controlling the car on screen. Which makes sense if you look at the angle of where it's done. But it's still impressive. Turn. Right, so obviously we're not going to find said drug dealer. I'm not going soft on narc. But, yeah, it's the show off. Because I still think this looks brilliant. Bollocks. Never said I was any good at it. Scale 1, lives 2. So as I said, I've done comparisons. I wanted to do Thanatos. Thanatos looks exactly the same on both systems. I think Critical Mass doesn't, but yeah. So let's see if we can run over a person. But like I said, you're thinking this is crude. This was streets ahead. Look, pedestrian crossing with flashing lights. This was streets ahead of any other driving game at the time, simply because go where you want to. And that was a I'm trying to fire a massive draw, you know, when you're a kid, like a city. Right, okay, I put it on 0. Does that make it any difficult? Easier? No, I just put it on 8. Right, I have to press. Hang on a minute. Right, press enter. Right, well, let's try that again then. No, 0 is invalid. Walked into that one. Okay, that tune's actually pretty good. See? Armoured car seen on something. Screeching around the corner. Oh shit, see, you can't turn blindly when you're going that fast as well. Okay, this is cool. I'm on that street now. Back alley. Right, note to self. Don't gun it. I just want to show you how smooth it moved and cool it looked. You do get stuck on stuff, and there are roadworks as well. There, look. Armoured car seen on N18. So if you just, you know, bump into them slowly, I want to run over a person. You don't blow up. Good to know. There we go. Hey. Is that a car park? Is that a petrol station? Oh, now I'm going the other way. That's a petrol station. No, on the wrong side of the road. So look, you are actually going back where you've just... I shot a pedestrian, I feel extremely happy. Where you're going. So, do you know what? As crude as it looks... We're going to turn around now. Reverse. And... Your indicators come on. I'm stuck. It's like you have to press fire as well. Look! Oh, I was going to do a 3-point turn. I just went back in time then. Do you see what I did? I want to run over a person now. I want to live the dream. Hit car close. No, there he is! He got some beans, and he's dead, and I'm dead. But, I'm game over. I just shot a bad guy and won. There you go. Why would you let me put I? Oh, not a winner. Because I can't spell winner. Shit. One more quick go before we jump into the Commodore 64. Hit car means he's coming after me then. But come on, is this not impressive? This is impressive. I think he took that guy's wallet. I like that they find you. Oh! No, not that way! Too late. Oh, it's weird. Dude, you can do 3-point turns. He's got away from me. I had a clean shot and I blew it. Oh. Sometimes you... Shit. They do, I'm not going to lie, they do take a bit of getting used to. Because, like I said, it is a free roaming city. You can turn around and go back the way you came. It's a very clunky 3-point turn that usually ends in death. But you can. So, you know what? I don't know why I doubted you, game. Well, I mean, why would you lie? Why would other people lie? It's not modern gaming. See what I did there? Right. And also, I still think this is graphically very impressive. But then I've got, you know, rose-tinted member. There we go. Goggles on. Don't turn. Shit. That's because I'm trying to move across lanes. I can't get out. I think it's because I'm stuck on a lamppost. Can't get across lanes. Oh, sorry, try and move across lanes so if he strafe, I could shoot him, but obviously he didn't strafe. This is where I think there might be a problem. I can't get out, and now I'm penned in by cars. Oh. I'm pressing backwards. Right, well, there you go. Apparently, there are flaws in this. I think that's actually the first time it's ever happened, because I do think, when I ran into roadworks, I was actually able to, reverse the situation. But anyway, so you got the impression of extremely impressive looking 3D game where you truly do go whichever way you want to, with a lot of stuff going on screen that you can kill, and you can kill pedestrians. What's not to love? So let's jump to the other mistress and see what it looks like on the Commodore 64. Spoilers, I already know, but genuinely, pretty much this is kind of the first time I've played it, and I was shocked. So here we go with Turbo Esprit on the Commodore 64. There is a loading screen, and it looks pretty much the same as the Spectrum version, only the car isn't blue, the car is red. And we jump into this. We have our options: keyboard, joystick, change level, so it looks the same. 4 practice, 5 start game, view score, select an option. It seems to have less options in the Spectrum version. We've got the same theme tune, but better because it's a SID chip, but not infinitely better. Now, I always wanted to play this, and I assumed, because I know that the Spectrum processor was faster than the Commodore processor. That's not me starting Playground Wars, that's just factually correct. But well, it was isometric games that struggled with because of the speed needed to calculate the maths, I guess, and stuff like that involved. Is this the same sort of 3D? Is this why cuts are made, or it's scaled down? It's still there as such. Anyway, we'll get into it. Also, I won't be able to use the map because I'm playing this on the C64 Mini and I'm using the virtual keyboard, and to be fair, I don't know what the map is. And also, to be fair, I didn't really use the map on the Spectrum version, did I? So, yeah, let's get into it. Right, so, draws in. Yeah. Now, before we get to the elephant in the room, right, obviously all the same information is at the bottom of the screen, and we are in the car's actual cockpit, which does the job. Doesn't look as nice as the Spectrum. Obviously, it's a resolution thing between the Commodore and the Spectrum, which is why the screen is so much smaller, and it's got better use of colour. But here's the thing: see that tiny? Now, I'm not saying you were a behemoth on the Spectrum, but see that tiny little red Hot Wheels car? That's me. Forward, look, pedestrian. I'm going to kill you. I do like the exhaust note. It's like a chain smoker's cough on a cold day. Right, that's my gun. Right, so you got colours in cars. We've got 3 lanes on each side. Right, can I turn around? Press forward, right, and fire. And then backward, left, and fire. And I'm going the other way. It's even more difficult than it is on the Spectrum. The cars look like crap though. I'm at the edge of the map. No, I'm not. I think there's a little glitching going on the above my dashboard, but I think, oh, look at the party in that place in the road. That's a C64 Mini thing, but technically it's not going on in the play area or the dashboard. Right, I do like that exhaust now. Smoker's coughing or pedestrian crossing. Pedestrian, the exaggerated whiteness, you know, I guess it's so they stand out against the background. But if you look at the buildings, now, like I said, I don't know, were they wireframe 3D on the Spectrum? I'm just describing what I see. I'm sure someone knows, but especially with programming tricks. But it don't appear to have the same level of variation as the Spectrum version did, and they certainly do not look as nice. I do like the fact that the sky's a different colour, albeit the same colour as my dashboard. Crossroad would be nice, please. And yeah, could it not do? A dashboard is, I mean, it had a high definition mode and a low definition mode, didn't it, the Commodore? And low was for colour. I don't know, I'm not a Commodore guy. Right, I got a penalty. Did I? Oh, I think you can jump red lights. I would like, no, that's someone walking. Don't hit cars, you do blow up. The car itself is crappily animated. There you go, drug car scene on E18. I don't know. How do you tell what the drug car is when they're all the different colours? Sorry, and on the, at least on the Spectrum version, you're all the same colours, but they're not. You know what I mean. But I was blown away when I fired this up. Like, that's not in a good way. I'm sure the functionality is all here, albeit a lot cruder. I mean, if you had this back in the day on the Commodore 64, by all means jump in and tell me that I'm talking bollocks and I'm wrong and it's a far better version than the Spectrum. And also, I wouldn't mind knowing what the Amstrad kids thought. But this, the difference between this and the Spectrum are night and day. And also, well, the Spectrum, you know, wasn't a speed king or anything like that, but look at this. Sports car my ass. I'm in a fiberglass something, but it appears it's only got 3 wheels. Ah, plastic pig reference. Remember that you could take the reverse out of Robin Reliance and then you could drive it on a motorbike license? But then dumbasses always drove it front ways into a garage, didn't they? So yeah, look at the scenery. Does anything really different actually happening in the scenery? When do I get... Obviously I could call up a map which will make things easier, but I don't know what the key is. Exit road. But yeah, when do I get to turn off? You can. I have done it once in my prior very brief play of this, but I just wanted to see if it worked. But yeah, this is shockingly different. Look at the scenery again, the way it repeats. Your gun's shit. I'm not saying your gun was amazing on the Spectrum, but this is literally just, look, have line, will use. Where do I get... Oh, it's got the same titchy... Look, he's signalling though. That's good. Now you know to get the fuck out the way when he's signalling, we're probably going to die. It's got the same, you know, titchy fucking controls. But look at it. Echo car. No variation. Like I said, is this a processor thing that's reduced this, or is this just a really quickly banged out, put together effort? I mean, Durell weren't like that though, were they, on the other formats? Where is the bloody junction? There's a complete lack of detail on the road as well, like, you know, I mean, there was a pedestrian crossing and stuff like that, but what I mean is you have far more detail on lanes and things like that. It felt like a road, as much as a video game road could feel like in 1986 in a machine with 64 kilobytes of memory and or 48k. And I can accept, you know, when the Spectrum's outgunned in this series of videos. I mean, I know I am a Spectrum fanboy, but I really can. But it's not a case of me saying, oh, I want the Spectrum to win. You know, I'm rusty as hell at it. I haven't played it in years. Was never particularly good at the first place. Just liked driving around the city because I was a kid. Where are the junctions? But I'm very disappointed in this. I feel like Commodore kids got sticked. Oh. Well, how am I still making noise? I'm dead. Right, let's have one more go. See if we can actually find a bloody junction. Again, it was so much easier to find those on the Spectrum. It just feels more fleshed out on the Spectrum. More effort. Again, is that the limitations of the machine? I honestly don't know. Here we go again. Hacky smoker's cough. Right. Just pretend the traffic noise outside my house is the other cars. And it was ahead of its time. So if the other one on the Spectrum, and I guess the Amstrad, was a precursor to stuff like Grand Theft Auto, then the Commodore 64 version is a precursor to insert shit GTA clone names. Sure. I'm going to try to see if I've missed something. Right, is that... Oh, because there's a lamppost, so that's not a junction. Like, are the junctions just weirdly coloured? You're going to die. No. No, don't kill the pedestrians, Dave. Find a bloody junction, or a turn, or a road, or a back alley, or anything. While we flex my pointy stick of death. Look at it, though. Look at the car. Look at the car. It is absolute ass. Get out of my way, pointy stick. Do I turn around? Do I start a random location every time? Should I pick a different city? There we go. Wow. Has this road got like one intersection on it or something? Oh, hang on. I turned. Ooh, that's... Alright, granted I didn't go around very many small roads on the Spectrum gameplay. Bollocks. That is horrible. It's the trench run from Star Wars, only Star Wars trench run on C64 looks better than this. Don't press other directions when you set your speed. Look at this though, it wallows in rocks. That's horrible. That is not nice. Now presumably wait for the one other intersection in this part of the country. It may be... What killed me? Come on. There we go. Let's get on the right side of the road. And by right I mean correct, which is actually the left side of the road. So we are obviously in Britain. Nice detail there. Maybe we're in Taunton. It's a pretty dense city though, isn't it? I haven't been to Taunton in a while. Maybe Taunton these days is a pretty dense city. Where are these turnings? Would this... Basically this city, even though I haven't called up a map, but based on how many or few turn-offs there are, you know, on these roads, does not, or would appear not to have anywhere near the level of accessibility and detail that it does on the Spectrum. Oh, there we go. No. Back it up. There we go. That's a big ass road. I'm on the pavement. You can do that. Turn. And I'm back. We're not going to see what the bad guys' cars look like, or what colour they would be, but we can confirm that they're going to look like shit, like my car and every other car. So yeah, Spectrum versus Commodore of Turbo Esprit. I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting something a lot better. I wanted something a lot better. I am actually disappointed that it's this poor. The city landscape is just nowhere near as good. The controls are worse. The car graphics are far, far worse. That's rubbish. And it just does not feel like a city. Whereas, alright, Spectrum, 48K computer, that felt like a city. Still does feel like a city. I'm so disappointed. I might have to do a few more Durell Spectrum versus Commodore 64 comparisons, just so people know that their games were usually of equal quality and pretty much, sometimes pretty much graphically bar identical to some degree on both systems. And dare I say the Amstrad as well. So yeah, there you go. I am very, very blown away by how bad this compares to the ZX Spectrum version. This is not me being a Spectrum fanboy for once. This is just disappointment. Disappointment for what was a really, really cool, groundbreaking and pioneering game. Anyway, I've waffled far too long. I'd love to know what you think, especially if you played this on any of the 3 versions back in the day. And am I clearly missing a trick and is the Commodore version not that bad? Or, as I've just been rounding up this video, is there really nowhere else to go in this city? Because where are the bloody junctions? Anyway, as always, I'd love to know what you think. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.